Welcome to Love and Leadership, the podcast that helps you lead with both your head and your heart, plus a bit of humor. I'm Kristen Sharkey, a leadership coach and facilitator.
And I'm Mike Sharkey, a senior living and hospitality executive. We're a couple of leadership nerds who also happen to be a couple.
Join us each week as we share our unfiltered opinions, break down influential books, and interview inspiring guests.
Whether you're a seasoned executive or a rising star, we're here to help you level up your leadership game and amplify your impact.
Hello and welcome back to Love and Leadership.
Oh my God, I can't believe we're back here.
I'm Kristen.
I'm Mike.
And yes, it's been a while.
There's three of us now.
There are three of us. So our third co-host is sleeping, which is best
sleeping.
for everybody.
It's so much better for everybody. It'll be interesting if we do this long enough that he can at some point join.
That would be very cute. There's like some podcasts that I've listened to that are hosted by couples with kids. And there's one of them I've listened to for a long time. And the kid was not born when I started listening to, and now he's 6 and he makes cute little appearances.
Yeah, I was thinking 6. He could probably make an appearance. Unless he's like Mozart, and by the time he's 4, he can be running the show. I watched Amadeus over, I don't remember when, like this paternity leave time. I watched a lot of TV. And, that dude was playing like concerts by the time he was like 4. I think he wrote an opera at 5.
Oh my God.
It makes me like just looking at him developmentally and watching him grow and change over just 3 months. I just wonder what has to happen to get something like that. And I'm not trying to put pressure on my
Yeah, let's not do that.
No, I know, but I mean, that's not, that kind of result is not from an overbearing parent's pressure to be a doctor or a lawyer. A kid just was like that. His dad didn't pressure him at 2 years old to learn how to play the piano.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he did. Maybe put him at the piano, but you can't like force a 2-year-old to learn how to play a piano.
No.
That just happened. And he was playing they toured Europe when he was like 5, and he would give like violin concertos. That's just, I don't know. I think about, I'm not saying I hope he's Mozart. I'm just, because he had a very tortured life too. But
yeah.
I think it's a combination of like nurture and nature. Like he is what he is, but he is also what we're reading all these books on neuroscience and brain development. And the nervous system consists of 3 parts. There's a starter, a brake, and an accelerator. And a newborn, they only have the starter and the accelerator. They don't have a brake. So the idea that they can self-soothe is not supported by science because they don't have the brain architecture. They need you as an external regulating brain, something that I failed at terribly today, but he requires us to soothe. So, we pick him up every single time he's crying. We don't we try to
Yeah.
Also, he's very loud. He's like 95 decibels. Like it's very hard to ignore him. But the more they feel safe, the more that they can develop their own nervous system regulation. Putting somebody in a distressed state is a bad way to teach them to regulate. That activates the fight and flight. So the whole Ferber method where it's leave the child to cry it out, they're not actually regulating. What happens is for their own safety, if they cry long enough and no one comes, they go into a freeze state because it's safer if you're a baby to not be attracting unwelcome attention. So what were we talking about? Welcome back.
I was
We're still us.
Going back to the top.
What was the topic?
Well, we're doing kind of a personal update.
Well, that's my personal update.
Mostly a personal update.
We're trying to, he's amazing. So I don't know can we talk personal facts? Like Kristen had a unplanned but not emergency C-section, which was...
Well, let's before we get into that,
let's go through the timeline because it's.
No, I'm planning on it, but I'll just say
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I out of order? Going out of order? Do you think that changed?
It's not better, that's for sure. Anyway, so
let me say this though. I don't. There's so much. I'm just trying not to go off on a diatribe. There's so much wrong with the way we support mothers and fathers and families in this country.
Let's talk about that also.
Well, I'm talking about that.
But I want to just say up front, because we haven't put out an episode in obviously a few months, and it's our first one back. So,
oh my God.
What we're going to do for this one is talk a little bit about the birth and
I already did that.
Last few
they
months.
know everything now.
No, they don't. From the last few months, and share like some learnings and things that where we.
I know nothing, Jon Snow, is about all I can tell you at this point.
Yeah. But before we do that, so this will be more on the personal end. So yeah, if you're here for purely the leadership and not the love and leadership, you can always skip that.
We've been told by close friends that there needs to be more love in the love and leadership.
Yeah,
so
here we are. Here we are. Going forward, so we are back. We're probably going to be on a bi-weekly schedule for the meantime.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
This was a Herculean effort just to set this up.
Until he has a more consistent nap schedule during the day. It's harder for us to do like our weekend recordings, so we have to record after bedtime. We'll probably be bi-weekly and probably or maybe very select guest interviews for the meantime until we have more consistent nap routine and or childcare figured out. So
sure,
that's what you can expect going forward. But yeah, so the birth, we have a 3-month-old.
We have a 3-month-old. He's a little over 3 months.
A little over.
Now.
He's 14 weeks. Yeah,
he's so great.
As of recording,
he's amazing.
He's amazing.
He's amazing. Ugh.
Yeah, he is.
He's amazing. So Kristen had an unplanned but not emergency C-section. My guy, every time she I'm just going to share, and you can cut it if you want. We induced at 37 weeks. She had a little bit of high blood pressure, and they don't play around with that.
They do not.
Yeah. So because there's apparently there's 50% more blood in the body during pregnancy for the woman. So high blood pressure actually turns out to be very serious. I guess that's eclampsia.
It can turn into preeclampsia.
Right.
Yeah.
It can turn into,
Which is why which can cause seizures and even.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why they're so cautious. I did not have preeclampsia. I had gestational hypertension, but they were not going to let me go past 37 weeks because of that.
But you did not have gestational diabetes. You had Schrodinger's diabetes for a minute.
I failed the first test, but not the one that actually matters.
Well, it wasn't that. It's like we couldn't log in.
Diabetes.
Yeah, it was like we couldn't log into so she did the gestational diabetes test. And it was like impossible to log into the OB's portal for 4 days. It was like a long weekend. And so we were joking the whole weekend she had Schrodinger's diabetes. Yeah. We're like, what? Tell us.
Yep.
So the C-section, oh my God. I was in the room. They don't let you, thank God, be on the C-section side. And they don't talk about how serious of an operation that is.
No.
I think there's a real dichotomy between what people think of pregnancy and childbirth in popular culture and the reality of it. And thank God we had a great OB. Shout out Golden Gate. Thank you. You guys were amazing.
Yep. Yeah, it was a little crazy. We went in at night and thinking, and they started the induction process. And as soon as the contractions started, Jasper in the womb was like, Jasper's our son.
Jasper fucking Flynn.
He was like, nope. And started.
Absolutely fucking not.
Absolutely not. And started having heart rate deceleration.
Fetal rate deceleration.
Yeah.
Listed on the form as fetal intolerance.
Yeah.
He was like, no.
He was like, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
I'm not going out that way.
That sounds horrible.
So, yeah, by the morning, I think the writing was on the wall.
They gave us an hour to emotionally process this.
Yeah. And then the induction was actually working well.
It worked very well.
In terms of dilating me.
You didn't even need the second whatever, I can't remember the drugs, but you didn't need the
Pitocin. Just misoprostol had gotten me to from basically 0 to 5 centimeters. Yeah. I was also in a lot of pain, so I ended up getting an epidural.
Well, they said because it happened so quickly.
Because it happened so quickly, yeah. So your contractions are stronger.
Well, I could not watch the epidural. I have a thing with needles, despite the weekly acupuncture I get. I was like, you have to do this. I have to leave the room.
Yeah.
We had a whole birth plan.
We did, and it did not go according to plan.
Some of it went according to plan.
Some of it did, but
I still think my request for
drugs.
Yeah, the drug. Like Michael will also take all the drugs that you will give him. They did not think that was funny.
No. I was the only one who got any drugs.
Tell you what, they don't care about the dad at all.
But yeah, it was processed. We were not like prepared for me to have a C-section.
I was prepared. I knew it was going to happen.
You say that.
I knew it was.
But we were not like physically prepared.
I was kind of prepared.
We hadn't like really worked through. You were not prepared to have to do all the diaper changes for 2 weeks.
I wasn't. I mean, it was longer than 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks after we got home, and then half a week in the. So we were joking that like for the last like month, I was teasing Kristen, like, hey, I really want us to have like a traditional thing, and you're going to do all the diaper changes, right? Like it's the 1950s. And she was like, nope. And I was like, I kept saying it. And finally the universe was like, nope, C-section. You do all the diaper changes. Yep. And that was that. But he was tiny. He was like, what was 5 pounds?
5 pounds.
Yeah, so he was a little tiny.
Yeah, it was quite. So he was like 10th percentile for his gestational age.
He's big now, but
he's still small for his age. But he's
almost tripled in weight. Like he's growing very aggressively. So he was so tiny. It was just like I'm used to handling like pastry. So I'm used to handling cakes. I'm used to handling very delicate food, but it's very like different to like try and handle your tiny little newborn son. And I'm like, am we doing it right? It's pretty terrifying.
He was tiny. Yeah. He was very tiny. He's definitely at the.
And he didn't cry. So they pulled him out. They call it the sunroof. And I'm on like the side of the curtain, like the head side, and it's just her head is the only thing showing. And they take him out, and first of all, they said if they give you the choice to keep going with the vaginal delivery, but they're like, if it is an emergency C-section, we have about 10 minutes to get him out.
Yeah.
And I was like, we're not obviously doing that, right? So
in that case, they would knock me out entirely.
Yeah, they would knock her out entirely.
General anesthesia.
Yeah, and then I wouldn't have been in the room.
Very urgent. Yeah.
Anyway, so they pull him out the sunroof and they hold him up, and he just looks like a little alien. Yeah. And he's like gray, and but his eyes are open.
Wide open,
looking at me.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, hey. But he didn't cry for like the first 24 hours. So I was so freaked out. I was like, is he okay? Yeah. Is he okay? Is he okay?
He also turned blue briefly.
Well, yeah. He had a little low blood sugar.
Yeah.
I assume he was suffocating. He latched. My wife did not believe me. I told her my son is going to have no problem. That's the other thing. Like, dads, if you're not prepared for this, your wife's boobs are going to be out so much. People are going to be coming in and out of the room, and her boobs are just, including her mom, are just out, and you're trying to like help, and it's just, okay, I guess this is what they're actually for. I think he kind of suffocated himself. He latched right away. We get out of the operating room, and we're in the recovery room. He latched immediately, and I was like, that's my boy.
And then he
suffocated himself against my wife's boobies. But I was like, he seems to be blue, nurse, and she's like, oh yeah. Okay, let's get the pediatrician. Oh, my God. So it was a whole thing. We were in the hospital for 4 days, and they don't care at all about any sort of holistic approach. The nurses don't let you sleep. It's really poorly organized, and we were at a great hospital. They like shamed us when we used the nursery a couple times. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you're coming in here every 15 minutes. I haven't slept. I'm used to like long days and sleep deprivation, but it's like, you want me to drive my family home tomorrow, and what? You don't want me to sleep? Like, so what's your plan with this? Well, how is that safe? I remember a Mythbusters episode where they did a comparison of drunk driving versus sleep-deprived driving, and the sleep-deprived driving was like 10 times worse.
Yeah, it's bad.
So they don't organize it. The nurses all had like different. I'm looking at you, nurses. Like, I have nothing but respect for nurses, but like their approach was completely disorganized. Every single different nurse had a different approach to the stuff that we were supposed to be doing.
Yeah, they contradict each other.
Like every single one of them, and they would be passive aggressive with you. Like I failed to capture the tiny little bit of colostrum for one night, and the nurse is like, "Where is it?" She was like, "Batman, where is it?" I don't know, lady. I don't know. Like it was like it was the amount of could fit on the point of a pin. I don't know where it is. Okay, this is not a neurosurgeon lady. Okay, so but the doctors were amazing. The pediatricians and our OB, they're like, oh yeah, send him from the nursery for a few hours so you can get some sleep. Every one of them.
And we did have some really good nurses.
Oh, we did have some good nurses.
And a great lactation consultant.
We had one great nurse.
But
we had one the lactation consultant was amazing.
Yeah.
She helped us so much. And then we had one that came to the house a couple times.
Yeah.
We did hire just a couple nights a week, an overnight, like a doula, because our family is not really close enough to like come help. And that was the most,
able to.
But that was the most expensive, worthwhile money that we've ever spent. Yeah. It wasn't just that she would let you get some sleep. Like she taught us so much. Hi, Hanan. I hope you listen to this.
Right. Yeah. We'll send you.
We should link her.
Yeah. We can give her a shout out.
I mean, she's booked through like 2028 or something. You know, like,
you should. Yeah.
She's awesome.
We'll link her in this.
We'll link her in this. Hi, Hanan.
She was amazing. She taught us so much.
She's also like a registered nurse. She's just not with a whole lifelong learning and infant care, and she teaches CPR and stuff like that. So it's
highly recommended. If you don't have like family who can help you a lot, and even if you do, honestly,
stunningly expensive. But I would have sold my watch collection to fund that. I'm going to be honest.
It's very worthwhile. That helped a lot. But yeah, no, I have really reflected a lot on just how I knew how bad. Like, I knew this country was really bad with supporting new parents, but it's really floored me actually going through it. And
it's
just
stunning.
The idea, I thought I was going to start, even like part-time, I thought I was going to start working again after like 6 weeks. And I was like, I am not remotely ready to start using my brain again at that point. It was just, the lack of support for mothers and new parents and everything, childcare, everything in this country is. And
the marginalization of the role of fathers, like it's pretty pronounced. I watched it on Facebook. I would like to think I could not have been more supportive of my wife. I was there through the whole, and I did everything for the first couple of weeks while she recovered from the C-section.
Yes, turns out that's major surgery.
It's major surgery, and I took care of her too. I even made the overachiever ravioli like 3 days post-hospital. I was like, I'm going to raise the bar here. We're making fresh pasta.
And then he was exhausted.
Of course, it was really good pasta, though.
It was amazing. I mean, we were also binging the recent season of The Bear.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we were watching The Bear. I was like, I can still do this.
Because actually, in the early weeks, you actually have a lot more downtime because they sleep so much.
Well, and thank goodness I work for a company now that actually gave me a month of paternity leave. That has not been the norm in hospitality, certainly not the norm in restaurants.
Yeah.
We could not have survived if I hadn't been off for that month. It would not have worked.
I don't know how we would with a C-section because I could do anything.
She couldn't even lift him. She couldn't lift him in the beginning.
It would have been very difficult.
Very difficult. And this book on neuroscience is very interesting. It's called The Nurture Revolution. I can't remember her name off the top. Maybe we can look it up.
Dr. Greer Kirschenbaum?
Oh, very good.
We'll put it in the show notes.
That is her. Fabulous. But she's talking about how, as a society, we're collectively working against ourselves because as we properly nurture children, they go on to be much more regulated, productive members of society and then create more regulated, and it's more of a positive effect for the entire society. And if we're not doing that, we're not supporting families, everybody's in some sort of dysregulated state. Mm-hmm. That's not good for anybody.
No.
And that is the American way, is incredibly individualistic and incredibly short-sighted. And the birds are going to come home to roost very soon as our society, crumbles around us. Sorry.
It's depressing.
It is. It's very depressing. As much as our infrastructure is crumbling, other countries are rising, and we're a very powerful country, right? We're the most militarily powerful country. We're the quote unquote richest country, but we don't support the foundation of the nation, which is the family. The foundation of the nation is the family. It is.
There's a lot of talk about supporting family and family values, but the actual reality of it.
Yeah,
I'll just leave it at that.
There's zero support. Like what are we, the only country that doesn't have maternal leave?
Yeah, it's honestly
mind blowing. It's mind blowing.
And also just the lack of support for childcare.
Yeah.
Before kindergarten or pre-K, even in some states now, but it's still...
I guess we should pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway.
Anywho.
So here we are 3 months later. I wanted to talk a little bit about just some of our lessons and bringing it back to leadership.
Yeah, I'm struggling with that one. I can see that happening as he's like a little older and we're like setting boundaries and things. And
well, I can give some of my thoughts. I think some of the things that I have observed about parenting a newborn. We don't know anything about parenting older than that yet, but from parenting a newborn, some of the things I've observed that I feel like line up really well with leadership. Part of it is just being present. I think it's especially as he has gotten a lot more aware and awake, he like notices us paying attention to him, and he notices like
he demands it.
It demands it.
He
Yeah.
demands it.
Yeah.
I will have eye contact or you will hear about it.
But it's not as much. And I think there's some of the research shows like how much of their needs do you need to meet in order for them to be like nurtured. And it's something I think around like you have to get it right like a third of the time. So
we're doing that.
Yeah.
We're okay there.
Which is very reassuring.
I figure we're at like 85%.
We're pretty good.
Yeah.
I think we really are trying. It's a struggle, but it's like that presence over perfection.
Presence over perfection. They're relying on you as a regulating entity.
Yeah.
They sync their heartbeat to you, and their cortisol lowers when you're present. You're helping them build the architecture of their brain.
Yeah.
And looking back at my own upbringing, I can see what didn't go right. Like I struggle with sleep. It's some of that probably didn't get situated when I was very young.
Yeah, well, I feel like in our generations, a lot of like the parenting trends were like, don't spoil your baby.
Yeah.
There is a lot of that.
You cannot nurture too much.
Yeah, and even, yeah.
So in the book, The Nurture Revolution, which I haven't finished, I don't know, we're farther on. I'm past where we are with him in the book. She talks about there are 3 points in development of your brain being the most neuroplastic. And the first time is obviously between 0 and 3 years old. And then again in adolescence. So the brain is again neuroplastic. But then when you reach putrescence or matrescence, your brain again opens up and allows you to restate the architecture, if you will. And whenever I don't know what to do, I'm like, okay, I need to build my parent brain and take advantage of that neuroplasticity.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a lesson in like surrender and adaptation, because there's just going to be times, I mean, yes, like when he's upset and his cry is extremely upsetting.
95 decibels, sir.
But when he is upset, you go through the checklist of, are you hungry, tired, diaper change, etc. But if you've made it all the way through the list, like sometimes he just wants comfort or wants to be held.
He likes contact.
Yeah.
He refuses to sleep during the day unless he's like contact napping with my poor nap-trapped wife.
Or he's just overstimulated and we just kind of have to get through. So like there's going to be times where like he's unhappy and you can't fix it. Yeah. And it's really been a lesson in
that's frustrating.
Learning to just be present with him through it and try to like give him comfort and nurture. But I think there's definitely some lessons there around empathy and just meeting people where they're at, because you cannot logic with the 3-month-old.
I'm so trying though. Yeah, I'm really trying. It's not working.
Like he is a baby. His brain is only in these early stages of development. So
he's developing very quickly though. It's interesting to watch. Yeah.
It's fascinating to watch. But I think that's another thing that is interesting, is that like he's progressing so fast, but it's also not like a linear progression. It's like,
I mean, he rolled over at 17 days.
Yeah. But then he kind of like didn't do it again for a while. And
we also stopped making him do it. We're like, making him, but I don't know that we stopped tummy time, but we started really doing tummy time on us.
But like we'll see it with like his sleep, where which I mean, he's a great night sleeper.
He's a great night sleeper.
Very lucky for that.
So lucky.
But we see that even with like his now one wake up has been getting pushed back further and further, but it'll be around like 3:30, and then we'll have a 5 a.m. night, but the next night is not 5 a.m. It goes backwards again, and then you maybe get like another 5 a.m. So it's I feel like that's often true, like in one's career as well. And in different parts of like a lot of progression is not linear.
Yeah. The signs of learning, the signs of progress. It's not linear. It's just not how I like it.
I know, right? Me either, actually. But yeah, has anything else come to mind with like lessons?
It goes back to first you have to like self-regulate yourself. And if you're not doing that, nothing you're doing is going to really work. And that becomes challenging. It becomes challenging when your own needs aren't being met. I mean, thank God I have a great partner. To all the single parents out there, I have no idea how you do this. It's hard enough just the two of us.
Yeah.
And I bring some skills to the table that has made this easier, like my work in kitchen, my work in the house. I can get a lot more done than, I don't want to say the average, but like I bring a lot of kung fu in terms of like just washing the amount of bottles
that you go through
that we have to go through. Like I do that more facilely than someone who hasn't spent 20 years in a restaurant. And even then, it really should take a village. It does take a village.
Yeah.
And thank God we had Hanan for a while. I would love to have her back. It's a mortgage at a third house. I don't know. It's pricey, but worth it. She does a month, and there was like a logical stopping point too. Actually, with him, he was really like sleeping through the night. It was a little redundant to have her come and do nights.
Yeah.
My friend was like, "Oh, you're cheating." I'm like, "Dude, what the?" I was like, "Sir, like
that is not cheating.
That is not cheating."
No. Well, especially, I mean, I feel like if you're in a position where you don't have like solid family help and you are not like privileged enough to be able to afford help, I think it's incredibly difficult because there's just not the support mechanisms within our society
there's no support. There's no support mechanisms.
Yeah, I mean, it really makes me think. I think bringing this into leadership too, I have a whole level of understanding too around how corporations should and usually don't honestly support working parents too. And
I mean, being on the other side of that, I can tell you how hard it is to try and deal with a parent needing to be out all the time for a child. Like we're not, the world that I'm in, we don't have redundancy. So when you call out, we're shorthanded.
Yeah. And I hear, especially like in jobs where you need people to be.
I need a physical presence on the front line. Yeah. And if you're not there, God bless you, your child's sick. Of course you need to go take care of them. But what do I do as a business runner or a business that I'm still trying to run this very complicated, high pressure business without enough people? And it's, figured out that, okay. I don't get it. We have the largest military in the world. We have all this money and we can't figure out how to like help families be healthy, and it doesn't track for me. I get it. I get companies not wanting to necessarily offer leave. It's like, we need you here. Like we're a business. Our goal is business. But
when it comes to supporting
we've mechanized humanity. Mm-hmm. Cogs in this machine. We are not like human beings to the.
Yeah, I feel like you can see this in the tech industry where for so long it was like, we need people, particularly especially like software engineers and such, like we need people, so we'll throw like all the perks in the world at you, and then there's overhiring happened, and now there's a lot less like
they're not doing it out of magnanimity.
Yeah, so many of those things that were implemented to help attract and retain employees have gone away now that they don't need to hire like that, now that the market is in their favor. Yeah. It's sad. It's
pretty sad.
I mean, I know it fundamentally comes from the fact that their companies are motivated to their shareholders. Yeah. Like that's who creating value for shareholders.
It's a very funny meme. I can't remember. I think dinosaurs like looking up at the comet, at the Chicxulub. I'm sure it's the Chicxulub comet coming to destroy the Earth. And for some reason, the Tyrannosaurus is talking. And he's like, yeah, this is bad, but for one perfect moment, we really created a lot of value for the shareholders.
That's depressing.
Chicxulub. We were there. We were near there in Cancun for a minute.
Oh, yeah.
That's where the Chicxulub crater.
Yes. Yeah, we were near there.
Yeah.
Anyway, I feel like that's a depressing point.
So I don't know, leadership. Yeah. So at my community now, we're actually looking to offer parental leave. There's something to be said for allowing people to live a natural life cycle and not have to be changing jobs all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like you lose the tribal knowledge, and it is hard to run organizations, even things like hotels and senior living. Like, just where do we store everything? It's like trying to find files from 3 years ago. No one knows where they're in an attic somewhere. Our community's 100 years old. I have no idea where it is. Like, it's because we turned the position over 3 times.
Well, it takes the ability to be able to see the long-term value versus just the short-term gains, right? Yeah. I mean, I think, again, like I'm seeing a lot of this in the tech industry where apparently it's extremely, if you're like a computer science college graduate right now, it's extremely difficult to get a job. And there's various factors.
That'll swing back in their favor, though.
But a lot of what's happening is that like AI can now do the job of an entry-level programmer.
Yeah.
But if you don't hire entry-level programmers now, like who is going to be your senior software engineers in 10, 15, 20 years, right? Like it's very short-sighted, just focused on the immediate game. So I think there's definitely a tendency for companies to do that in a lot of ways versus long-term investment in your people.
Yeah, we're very short. We're very quarterly profits, monthly P&L.
Yeah.
I get it, but like...
Well, just to kind of give us something to end on, I mean, what's something positive about how, like, our relationship and communication and, like, how becoming parents has impacted that?
Well, they say it will really test your partnership, and I don't exactly feel it's done that. We've definitely experienced some moments of heightened stress and irritability and things like that, but we've communicated that stuff and talked about it very openly to the point where we know the goal is not to compete with each other. Like, you have it worse, or you get to go to work, or you get to sleep. It's like we're trying to team up for, helping each other through this.
Yeah.
You want to talk about leadership. That's the real leadership, is I'll do this so you can rest, and then you will watch him so I can rest, and we'll figure this out together. And if you have a partnership as opposed to some sort of like competitive relationship, you're gonna be more successful. And all in all, it's definitely not easy. I'm glad I waited till I was this age, even though I'm a little more tired than I was when I was like 35. I've worked on being able to like regulate and things like that are on the wisdom side that are helpful.
For sure.
I could not have done this when I was 33 or I would have figured it out, but it would have been way messier.
Yeah. No, I think, we both done a lot of work on ourselves. A lot of therapy.
Lots of therapy.
I think that's helped a lot. Yeah. And no, I agree. I mean, I think we did like some good upfront work going into like when I was pregnant and stuff to kind of like help strengthen our foundation, and things like, reading a book on how to fight better.
Oh yeah, the like Gottmans. Oh god, everyone should read that. Fight Right by the the Gottmans have many books, but that's the
it was fantastic.
That's it. It's super helpful. They've had like 40,000 people through their lab, and they run like these fights through their AI simulators, and they can predict with like 95% whether you're going to get divorced or not. But you can improve at it. Like, I fight bad. It's like I'm trying to retake Iwo Jima or something. Get the boys and the guns. All right, go. Let's get the guns. We're gonna attack the love of my life here. And Kristen is very like avoidant, and she's like actively laying some cement stones in the foundation to put up a wall. But the more we like understood each other's like fighting style, the more we could kind of like stave off the initial engagement to the point where we can still have a conversation. Yeah,
I think that's paid off a lot.
It's super paid off.
As parents.
It's super paid off.
Because it's a high stress
Yeah,
time.
it can be very high stress.
Yeah, and in the beginning, I mean, even though he sleeps well now, in the beginning, there's a ton.
No, in the beginning it was every 2 hours, and we were doing the triple feeding. So like we're feeding for 2.5 hours, and then we stop, and then we start again. I was like, oh, did we just do this? Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think
and you couldn't handle him alone.
No,
we couldn't split up duties in those first 3 weeks.
We couldn't do shifts in the beginning.
We couldn't do shifts
because I couldn't do enough.
Yeah.
So it's been I agree. I think we made some investments.
But you had some great support groups. You made like you had these support groups in our kind of neighborhood with other moms that were giving birth in the same quarter as you.
That's been so helpful, and I have a group I've been doing that meets weekly.
The dads were pretty lame. They're like, "Hey, I'm going to the bar. Anybody want to go with our kid?" So I was like, "Does anybody do historical European martial arts sword fight?" No answer on that. Like. I did learn to sword fight during paternity leave. I had a lot of, I don't want to say downtime, but there's like an hour here, an hour there. I was like, I now know how to wield a historical European longsword.
Yep, true. Yeah.
I have a few of them now, unfortunately. Sorry.
But yes, the support has also been like the mom groups and stuff have been really valuable through this period. So I guess that's another learning.
Okay, well, we're back at it. We're going to figure this out. This podcast is important to us as a couple, and we love doing it. And we've learned a lot from it, so we'll be doing it as often as we can.
Yep, for sure.
We don't promise any regularity.
We're going to aim for biweekly.
We're going to aim for biweekly.
Yeah, but
bear with us, please. Thank you for
this crazy period. We're here for the long haul.
We're here for the long haul. So thanks for tuning back in. And now we're going to eat this cupcake from Del Frittorio, which is like the best cupcake I've had since ever.
Yes.
It's like a Hostess cupcake made by real bakers.
All right, everybody. We will see you next time.
Should we link a picture of the cupcake in the... Okay. All right, let's go.
The Love and Leadership podcast is produced and co-hosted by me, Kristen Sharkey, and co-hosted by Mike Sharkey. Please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever else you get your podcasts. We can't stress enough just how much these reviews help. You can follow us on LinkedIn under Kristen Sharkey and Michael Sharkey, and on Instagram as Love Leader Pod. You can also find more information on our website, loveandleadershippod.com. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you again next week.